Anomaly detection allows you to identify and alert on unexpected changes in behavior, like increased errors or latency, so you can catch issues earlier and respond faster. Here's a scenario. Ben, this is Ben, has an app that relies on several backend services and external APIs to handle user logins. He just got a message on Slack saying that multiple users are unable to log in. He tries logging in himself, and sure enough, it fails. It looks like the issue might be related to social media sign-in. Since Ben uses Sentry, he opens up Insights to investigate. Insights provides performance metrics for all parts of the app. Since users are experiencing an issue in the front end, Ben starts there and digs into the Network Requests tab. This view automatically populates with useful metrics like requests per minute, average duration, and response codes. When we filter down to the last hour of activity, the requests per minute and duration look normal, but then the response codes chart shows a sudden spike in 4xx errors that started about 10 minutes ago. That aligns pretty closely both with the report that Ben just got from the users, and it happens to also align with when we last pushed a deployment. Ben investigates and discovers that the most recent deployment accidentally changed the authentication API URL, so calls to that endpoint were starting to fail. He rolls out a fix, pushes up the corrected code, and a few minutes later, we can see on the Insights dashboard that it's showing that 4xx errors are dropping back to normal. That's great, but ideally Ben could have known about the issue before users reached out. Let's set up an alert to make that happen. Back into the network request view, Ben clicks into response codes and then clicks create an alert for 4xx. This opens up a new alert rule with some fields already pre-filled. By default, we're counting spans and then filtering them for HTTP response codes that are between 400 and 499. This alert will trigger whenever any API call, internal or external, responds with a client error, these 400 errors. For our front-end code, this helps surface issues like calling the wrong endpoint and getting a 404, or sending malformed data and receiving a 400. We could also set up specific alerts for individual external services, such as checking for any non-200 response from our external authentication service, or truly almost anything we could think of. But what we have is a good broad filter that can help us quickly identify most issues in the front-end API logic. Next, we can choose the interval. This sets the window of time used to evaluate the metric. A shorter interval means that we'll have faster alerts, but we really need more data, so that's ideal for high traffic apps. A longer interval gives us more stable results for low traffic environments. Then we need to set a threshold. This determines when the alert should fire. We have a few options. We could use a static threshold, which will fire when the count exceeds a fixed number, or we could use a %, which will trigger when the value increases or decreases compared to any previous window, or we could use anomaly detection, which will let Sentry automatically detect values outside of expected trends. Sentry uses statistical models to predict what normal traffic looks like, and then alerts when our values leave those expected ranges. It's great for catching noisy data or data that goes up and down with a known period, like seasonal traffic changes. We'll choose anomaly for our method. Finally, we need to set up a notification method. We'll have Sentry send Ben an email if anything goes wrong. We'll give the rule a name and save it. A few days later, Ben receives an email alert. There's another spike in 4xx errors, but this time, the alert came before any users reached out. We open up the alert in Sentry and we can clearly see the new spike. Because Ben got to the alert early, he was able to quickly roll out a fix before any users were able to write in. Anomaly-based alerts are currently available on business and enterprise plans and available for everyone to try on a free trial. If you want to dive deeper into Sentry Insights and see all of the metrics we have available out of the box, or if you want to visualize your own data queries and create custom alerts, we'll have all of that and more in the documentation. And it looks like Ben pushed another update. We should probably go check on that.